Hey everyone, this is Mortgage Mario. I want to show you a really quick calculator that I set up on my website. So essentially, you go to mortgagemario.com, you'll click Mortgage Tools, and on here you'll have just a very simple calculator for the sake of just trying to come up with a really just ballpark monthly payment. So, say let's just run a scenario here. That's a $400,000 house. And then maybe you want to put down, 20%. So that would be $80,000 down. 30 years is a pretty common loan term, but you can adjust that. And then what I put on here is actually an indices from a non-bias source that actually just takes kind of the national average mortgage rate. So we're kind of seeing right now average around 6.9%. So we can say 7% just to keep the number smooth for interest rate. But this will constantly update on a daily basis. It will actually update. So and it always goes by market close the day before, essentially, since it compiles mortgage rates across the country into basically like a mass type of data. So right now, if you just want a quick, just principal and interest, that would be the principal interest payment on that. If you actually want to calculate taxes and insurance as well, you have this on here. Now, obviously, without a property, you'd have to kind of guesstimate. So what I always recommend is just for the sake of ballpark numbers, do 1% for property taxes. So we can say about 4,000. And homeowners insurance, do about half of what property taxes is, or a 0.5% of the purchase price. So you're looking at about $2,000 a year, just as a complete guesstimate. And then within seconds, you can look up ballpark rates and come up with a very fair estimate. So do take note that that you will have private mortgage insurance. So when you're putting down less than 20% typically, that's going to depend on the loan products. But let's just say on a maybe someone's putting down the minimum on a conventional first time home buyer, you're putting down 12,000. You kind of fiddle around with that. If they have good credit, mortgage insurance is probably gonna be really low. You know, basically on a if it's an FHA loan, the mortgage insurance got changed from 0.85% of the loan amount. They divide that into 12 monthly payments. Actually got lower from that to 0.55, which is really low mortgage insurance. So, but even on conventional, you might see as low as 0.2% with good credit. But if you want to come up with a really just ballpark, mortgage insurance, if it's good credit, you could say maybe 0.25%. So if you took 0.25% multiplied by 400,000, that's going to actually be about 1,000. So if 0.5%, if a percent's 4,000, so a quarter is going to be 1,000 basically. So you could just throw that in on here just for kicks and giggles here, and then kind of see how even the MI will affect your mortgage payment. And that's where sometimes where interest rate doesn't always beat, you know, the principal, interest, taxes, insurance payment, because sometimes you might have a lender that provides a slightly higher interest rate, but you've got that PMI, and they might only have like a 0.2% or 0.25% MI factor. So although the rate could be maybe 7.2 with one lender and their MI is 0.25, well, you look at that payment there versus another lender's maybe at a 6.9 selling a slower rate or a lower rate. Maybe they have a 0.5% MI. Maybe they're at, that would come out to 2,000. So then the payment would be there. So, or maybe even higher. MI can be up to, 1% with some lenders, just depending on, the buyer's financial profile. So that's to be accounted for. And I hope this helps. And if you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to mortgagemario.com, where all of your water streams come true.